Ramadan Mubarak for everyone. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبعد. The topic of today, and I think it will be inshallah throughout Ramadan, is to talk about incidents that took place during the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what kind of lessons that we can read from and benefit from. And as you know, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam had a big heart, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He endured a lot of harm and a lot of hardship from the day he started talking about Islam and giving da'wah for Islam. And the harm came from people who were very close to him. The Prophet ﷺ was always forgiving, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We can mention the stern enemies that were to the Prophet ﷺ, among them Abu Jahl and Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira. They've caused him quite a bit of harm, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, all the way until they fought him in the Battle of Badr. Yet the Prophet ﷺ, when Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Jibreel, and with him the angel of the mountains. And you know the story, it's famous, when the angel of the mountains asked the Prophet ﷺ, if you ask me, I will close the mountains on the people of Mecca and to destroy them. But the Prophet ﷺ, with his big heart, he said, no, maybe one of them will come out to say, La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. The big heart of the Prophet ﷺ, as you know, with Al-Walid ibn Mughira came Khalid ibn al-Walid, as we know, Sayfullah al-Maslul, the sword of Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala. And from Abu Jahl came Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl, radiyallahu anhu jamia. You know? And the Prophet ﷺ, his demeanor, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his dealings with non-Muslims, atheists, and the people of the book, namely the Jews, who also caused harm to Prophet ﷺ and conspired against him, also had the same attitude of forgiveness. It's actually a short story, inshallah. And my Khaatirah is not 7 minutes. My Khaatirah will be shorter than that. And the Prophet ﷺ used to have a Jewish man. And that Jewish man, وكان اليهودي يحاول أن يؤذي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ولكن لا يستطيع خوفا من بطش أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. فماذا يفعل؟ في الليل والناس جميعا نيام كان يأخذ الشوك والقاذورات ويرمي بها عند بيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ولم يستيقظ رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. وعندما يستيقظ رسولنا الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم فيجد القاذورات والشوك، وكان صلى الله عليه وسلم يعرف من هو فيضحك صلى الله عليه وسلم ويعرف أن الفاعل هو جاره اليهودي، فكان يزيح نبينا صلى الله عليه وسلم القاذورات عن منزله ولم يمل اليهودي عن عادته حتى جاءته الحمى فظل ملازما بفراشه وكان يعتصر ألما من الحمى حتى كادت توشك بخلاصه. وبينما كان اليهودي بداره سمع صوت الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يضرب الباب يستأذن في الدخول، فأذن له اليهودي فدخل صلوات الله صلى الله عليه وسلم على جاره اليهودي وتمنى له الشفاء فسأل اليهودي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وما أدراك يا محمد إني مريض؟ فضحك الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم وقال له عادتك التي قطعت أمام بابي، يقصد نبينا صلى الله عليه وسلم القاذورات والشوك التي كان يرمي بها إليه. فبكى اليهودي بكاء حارا من طيب أخلاق الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم ونطق بالشهادة. The hadith talks about a Jewish man who used to throw thorns and garbage in front of the house of Prophet ﷺ, Medina. And he used to do this, all the time. But the Jewish man would do it without anybody knowing, because if the Sahaba knew, they will probably try to harm him. So he would do it without nobody knowing. But the Prophet ﷺ knew that the Jewish man was doing this. But one day, the Prophet ﷺ would cease to see the thorns and the garbage in front and the trash in front of his house. And he knew that something happened to the Jewish man. So he knocked the door of the Jewish man. And when the Jewish man asked, the Prophet ﷺ replied. And so he opened the door, and then the Jewish man was surprised. He said, "How did you know that I was sick?" And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "It's your habit. It's your habit of harming me," meaning throwing the thorns and the garbage at the door of my cell. And then the Jewish man cried, and he cried really dearly because of the kindness and the big heart of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and he became a Muslim. The hadith does not mention the name of the Jewish man, but it's a good lesson from us for us. Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Fussilat, correct me if I'm wrong, he said, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ إِذَا الصَّاد or Fussilat. Surah Fussilat, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ ادفع بالتي هي أحسن فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم. Beautiful, beautiful ayah. Of course, the Quran is all beautiful. The ayah says that the bad deed and the good deed will not be equal. لا تستوي الحسنة ولا السيئة. They are not equal. ادفع بالتي هي أحسن. Now, the word ادفع, it actually indicates that when there is animosity between two people, well, you have to exert some kind of energy and effort to try to resolve the dispute with the other person. Allah Azza wa Jalla in this ayah said, "Idfa' billati ahsan." They try to resolve this enmity and get rid of this enmity by being kind to the other person. Idfa' billati ahsan. Do with the best. Do it with best manners, as the Prophet ﷺ did with the Jewish man. فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَوَةٌ. And this is now truth. Now, Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the truth, subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's al-haq. It shall happen. So if you do this and exert this effort to reconcile and bring love with the people who probably hate you, then Allah Azza wa Jalla said, فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَوَةٌ. Then for the one that you have enmity between you and him, كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ, that he will be a very close friend, very dear friend to you. So this is, subhanAllah, manifestation. The action of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is a clear manifestation of this ayah in Surah Fussilat. So I ask Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala to really plant this goodness in our heart and give us a big heart, inshallah. Hopefully we can attain this virtue during this month of Ramadan, the month of forgiveness, the month of love, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم.